Hello and welcome to another edition of Premier League Overtime. You've got Sam Tugwell and Doug McDonald-Taylor, absolute great of the game, alongside me this week, mate. Welcome to the show once again.
Thank you, Sam. It's good to be back here again, and what an exciting week of basketball we had.
Yeah, absolutely. We had quite a number of very good games. A couple of games where the scoreline was pretty big in differential. If we have a look at some of the scores there, I guess the main one to look at is the Southern Tigers when they took on Centrals. We'll look at the women's first, 101-43, I guess is the biggest scoreline of the weekend. And I guess it's fair to say a very improved Tigers lineup against a very struggling Central side who have been over the last few years, but I guess it just goes to show that Southern are going well and truly up.
Absolutely, Sam. They wanted to recruit a big fish over the off season, and by the looks of it, they've got two gems in Molly McKendrick, who has dropped a lazy 27 in her first game for them, and import Cunningham, also 27 points. So very influential in the game for both those two girls. And yeah, look, it's only 1 week, but you know, Southern Tigers are looking pretty good at the moment, Sam.
Yeah, they're flying in the current stages of the first round. However, there's obviously a lot of rounds to go until we can really predict how well they're going. But also the men, don't count them out because they've had a blasting start to their season as well. 107-63 against the Lions there as well. Plenty of other mentions there, of course. The Flames getting over the Warriors in a big win as well. But I guess, yeah, Southern is the main focus at the moment. They're top of the ladder in both men and women right now. Mitch Creek's first game, double-double, 30-odd points. He was phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely. He at 65% from the field as well. John's had a great game. Also, I mean, they're a dynamic front court, and most teams are going to struggle to contain those two. On the other hand, Centrals, they'll be disappointed with that. You know, they went back-to-back finalists in 13 and 14, and after a disappointing year last year, finishing 9th, it really is a redemption year for them. And to come out in round 1 and have a 40-point loss, then they'll be bitterly disappointed at that. And yeah, a bit of soul searching and do out north.
Yeah, that's certainly right. But they've got certain players that they've got in, and they just haven't quite, I guess, pushed forward in the last couple of years with those new players that they get in, and haven't really. I mean, there's a fair bit of experience in the side, but there's a fair bit of youth as well. I just feel that Centrals haven't quite got the group yet to really push themselves further up the ladder in 2016. What do you think?
It doesn't look like they're going too far up the ladder this year, Sam. You know, I'm not sure if they have their depth. They have some young guys on board. You know, it's good to see young Tugwell get a few minutes on the weekend. But they finished 9th last year. It's hard to see them going much higher than that this year. You know, they've got Big Carlin at centre, who probably had a forgettable game on the weekend, so he'll get better. And they'll be better as a team for that. But to get enough wins for the finals looks doubtful at this stage.
Well, yes, you're on the money there in terms of the ladder placements right now. The Lions are rock bottom, unfortunately for them, but the Southern Tigers, who have recruited so well in the off-season, are number 1 in both men and women's forms right now. And among the winners during the week, in both men and women, of course, it just so happened to be symmetrical. Norwood, Forestville, Sturt and North all getting wins as well. So they all take up those top 5 chunks of the ladder in both men and women. So that's pretty impressive there. But some big games coming up during the week as well with the new Friday night fixture again for round 2. We've got a big game coming up with Eastern and West as well. So that should be entertaining.
Yeah, definitely. Both clubs will be disappointed with their round 1 results. So, look, the loser of that game is going to go 0-2. So they'll both be out to get a W. With the women, I probably lean slightly in favour of Westies. I just think they've just got a little bit more firepower, even though their import hasn't arrived yet. And in the men, I'm going to have to go with Westies again as well. They were all right against North on the weekend. They had a good start. They faded in the 3rd quarter, but you know, Braithwaite had a good game, and their Demetrius Perkins, you know, he was sound in his first out effort as well. So I think Westies will get Eastern on the weekend.
Well, that should be a good one there. Woodville take on North. Of course, as you mentioned, North got some nice wins on the weekend, so that one's out at St Clair. Forestville taking on South. Forestville with a win South without. That could be an interesting challenge there.
Yeah, that should be a great game. In the women, I think Forest will get it done. Jaeger had a good game on the weekend with Olivia Thompson back, having a great game. So I think Forest will get the win there. In the men's, it'll be interesting. South Import had a tough outing against Sturt on the weekend. 1 from 9 from the field for only 2 points in 20 minutes. Look, my mail is he's a pretty good player. He had a good 26 points against the Pioneers in the pre-season, and coming up against a Forrestal team who don't have a lot of depth at the 4 and 5 spots. So, you know, the Chris Johnson from South will be looking to bounce back this week against the Eagles. But I still think Forrestal with Folds back in, Dorley's up and about. It'll be an entertaining game. No, I think Forest will just.
Well, in that one should be a very good one down there at Wavell Stadium, so make sure you get along to that one. Southern Tigers and Norwood Flames, that's probably the pick of the bunch, really. 2 right up there in the comp right now. I know early stages in the season, but I'm pretty keen to see how that one goes.
Oh, this is a great game. Both men's and women's. Like, if you're a neutral basketball follower and you want to see some good basketball, then that's the game to pick this weekend. Could go either way, and you know, Southern Tigers, they've had a great first week, and this is the perfect test for them to see where they're at. They're coming up against the premiers from last year, and you know, couldn't ask for a better double header. You know, round 2 so early in the season.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we were just talking last week about who may just take down Norwood. Well, I'm fair to say that I think Southern will be the team that will give them a really good shove this week. That's down at Morfett Vale. And then the game we'll be covering on Austral Sports this week for round 2 is the Sturt Sabres and Central Districts Lions down at Pasadena. Probably a Sturt game for a win there, you'd think?
I think so. The Sturt teams, both men and women, they really played well over the weekend. So you'd think they would continue that form. You know, Jon Warbout has had a great game defensively and offensively, double-double, and he's a great defender. You know, he picked up 4 steals, and you know, his vision and one-on-one Ds are both very good. So with him in the middle, I think he'll be able to nullify Carlin's influence in the men's, and yeah, I think Sturt will come away with a win there.
Well, it should be a fantastic weekend's worth of basketball. Make sure you tune in during the week and get on to all those stadiums there and check out your local side and have a look at how those games pan out. It should be a great weekend worth of games. Thanks for your company once again. Doug, thank you for your company, mate.
Thank you, Sam, and looking forward to round 2. I'll be at the Eagles Nest on Friday night checking out that double header, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, should be a good one down there. So make sure you catch up with Doug when you're down there. Say hi. I'll be down at Sturt. Make sure you say hi to me as well. And we'll see you next week here on Premier League Overtime for another edition of the show. Bye for now.